Good evening. Friday night, Bent TV. Thank you for joining us. The Bear Cave tonight, Mark, James and Steve discuss, are bears victims of sexual stereotyping? Then in G Factor tonight, the girls have great fun and great discussions in planning their topics of conversation prior to filming. In this segment, I actually filmed the planning. And then finally tonight, in Staying Alive, David, Greg and Gordon discuss marriage equality and offer some suggestions as to how it could be resolved quickly.
Hi, I'm Big Bear Mark, and this is the Bear Cave. In the Bear Cave today, we have James Houghton. Hey, James.
Hi, Mark. How you going?
Good. And Steve Charles. Hey, Steve.
G'day, Mark.
Hey. Today, we are talking about probably a subject that is close to my heart in a bit, but are we as bears victims of sexual stereotyping? And,
wow.
what I mean by that is that being a bear, do we get shamed, or is there an expectation that we end up with other bears?
What a great question.
Oh, yeah,
that stirs up a real hornet's nest of stuff, doesn't it?
It does. Look, I tell you what, as a newcomer to the bear, recently, 3 or 4 years to the bear community. Well, I didn't even know it was out there. I was living in Nowheresville in the country for a long time and suddenly got introduced to the bear community. But yeah, that is a very interesting question. I do find that if you look outside the bear community for your partners, or if you have
a non-bear,
whoever, like a rower or something like that, for your partner, it can be a bit of a social faux pas in some circles, and I found that quite interesting when I first came to the city to see that.
Well, yeah, to give you an example, when I first started The Woods on Joy, the radio show, I got a complaint that I had expressed. I was talking about a gay band in Sydney called Garon Garon, and they... to me, they're quite attractive-looking guys.
Yep.
And I got a complaint saying, you should be promoting on a bear show big guys, and big being beautiful, and and they were complaining that I was objectifying a skinnier guy.
Okay.
So, and also, I mean, even on the breakfast show I do, I said, oh, Nick Jonas, great-looking guy. And it was like, you should be talking up bears. Do you ever feel like you get some sort of... you're going out with someone who's a little bit thinner.
Ooh.
Well, he is. He's a little bit taller too. Yeah.
Is he hairy?
I'm not going to go into details about that.
He's got a beard. Yeah.
He's got enough.
Oh, well, he's got some hair.
He's got enough.
Yeah.
Well, but he was in the bear community long before I even turned up on the scene. And as far as I understood, when it came to joining the bear community, it was for bears and for those with the appreciation of the bear form and the bear man. So, he certainly fits into that category. He certainly does appreciate a handsome-looking bear. So
we're pretty inclusive, though, as well, aren't we? Like, if you think about who hangs in the bear community, there are the polar bears, the silver bears, the silver daddies, the otters, the wolves, the foxes. We've got a pretty wide range of... We've got a catch-all kind of...
We've got all the woodland creatures.
We have
the menagerie.
Yeah. But I was thinking about it, we were talking about this beforehand, and I was thinking about the bear media. Like, if you look at the bear movies, Bear City and those kinds of things, you don't really see an awful lot of a diverse kind of group in those particular forums. The films are they're all big guys, they're all hairy guys, and it seems to kind of feed that mentality that you've got to be a bear
it
type.
Does. And so does the commercialisation of the bear stereotype in a way itself. It's like you were saying, you're running a radio show that's to do with bears and all that sort of stuff. So people expect it to be all about bears and the promotion of all things bearhood. So I guess there is that expectation when it comes to the way you've raised the issue.
Yeah.
But I think, everyone has varying tastes, and not everybody's tastes stay the same over a period of time, I must admit with that. So from my point of view, it should be all embracing, it should be all embracing, and you shouldn't be really worried about what other people like or don't like because they're not you. But if they fit into the bear mould and they're part of the bear community and they're welcoming, that's what it's all about.
Is it a crime for a bear to shave? I mean, that's a question we had recently.
Well, our co-host on The Wood this week shaved his beard, and we're like, you know,
You're out.
You're not as. But,
The unmentionable sin.
but then we got into the discussion that, well, does that make you less sexy if you haven't got a beard?
Yeah.
And the overwhelming consensus was, well, yes,
Yeah, it does.
it does.
Yeah, you have to have a beard or some kind of goatee or some kind of facial hair.
So have we been conditioned to think that having a beard, I mean, we've all got beards,
Yep, that's right.
is essential in being a bear?
I guess in a way it is. I kind of usually have a goatee, but since it's so cold in Melbourne, that's why I've grown the side bits as well. But I guess when it needs up, I'll probably shave that part off. So
I think I'm just lazy. I don't like shaving.
And I'm not lucky enough to be able to grow the side bit, so I'm stuck with the 80s goatee, even though people say it's from the past and you're living in the past. But there you go.
No, I think a beard is a very attractive part of bears.
So
not necessarily the only part of bears.
Are we saying that people shouldn't shave them off, though?
Well, I would be. I personally would be, because I think facial hair is one of the prerequisites for being a sexy man. So my buy-in to this stereotype is almost total.
Okay.
Yeah, I very rarely am attracted to people without at least some form of facial hair.
And, okay, expanding on that, my partner, for example, has a beard, and he'd never shave that off.
Right.
But occasionally he liked to shave his head, and I actually said to him, "Don't you dare! I don't want you to shave your head." I mean, I know that bald men can be sexy, but you know, have we got a right to then, to our partners, go, "Don't shave your head" or "Don't shave your beard"?
Oh, I think no. It's up to the person. Let's face it. You know, if we lose all our individual rights, and you know, what's the point of being part of any community? But let's face it. I mean, you know, a hairy man looks pretty good.
But would you take him to the pub? Would you take him to one of the...
No, God, no, my partners. Of course,
So
yeah,
no
of course,
question of that.
Of course, yeah, no, of course I would. But you know, I like to delve deeper and find out what the person's about.
Bit more to it than that.
Yeah.
I think we are guilty of that stereotype. I do think that in social circles, it's kind of almost, if you go to somewhere like the Laird, you know, you see a particular, it's there, it's manifest all over the place.
It is. But that's, as you said before, previously, that is part of the gay community, isn't it? Really, we've created all of these sections within the gay community of different likes and dislikes, and they've all been created because people do have different likes and dislikes. So
it's almost a sin to say what you like these days.
Yeah, and I mean, we have created a culture of masculinity within the bear community, and I mean, and I have seen people sort of discriminated if they show a feminine side or, you know, God forbid, do drag or something like that.
And you never take your knitting or your crochet to the Laird, ever. It's an absolute no-no.
Can't you do like a leather crochet?
Oh,
sort of
no,
number?
no,
Okay,
crochet,
fair
knitting, no, it's not on.
It isn't.
Sure,
You're right.
So I think we've sort of reckoned that, yes, we do sort of conform to a stereotype.
I think so.
We've bought into it.
Thanks very much, guys, for joining me today.
Pleasure.
I'm Mark Hadden, and this has been The Bear Cave. Thanks for joining us.
Welcome to Bent TV. Here we are, the G Factor girls.
All right, guys, we're going to start filming in about half an hour.
All right.
So we're going to go and grab something to eat. So if you could sort of work out what you're going to do.
Joe, what do you want to eat?
Oh, sausage rolls.
Yes,
yum,
cool.
yum, yum.
Yeah,
Anyone.
cool.
The guy up there, the baker's good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
And I'll have what she's having.
Yeah. You always
I'll have whatever they're not having.
That's why you look like you and I look like me. Yeah.
Okay, see you soon.
Take your time. All right, yeah, take your time because freaking hell, what are we doing? I got an idea. Christmas.
Yes.
Christmas is coming, guys.
Yes.
Let's do something about Christmas.
I'm a bit of a Christmas Scrooge these days.
Yeah, I know.
You turn us.
Christmas is annoying.
Everything's about money for her.
I want a good present.
Did I work you out?
I want a good present. So what do you think? Like, we've got to get it ordered, get it done before he gets
And
back.
talk about great gifts that we get for Christmas.
Oh. Well,
Okay.
I reckon I remember once I got a good present. You know those Chrissy. You know
Only
those.
once.
No, when I was about 8. You know those Chrissy dolls that you push the button and navel and the hair comes out.
Yeah.
And then you push the button and it goes back in. Yes. First of all, I'm thinking,
How is that fun?
But it's just like you can grow the hair.
Did you use the
for
placket?
different hairstyles. Like.
Did you want to be a hairdresser
No,
growing
but
up?
this is not the point I'm making. What did I get a freaking Christmas? What did I get a doll for?
Were you into dolls? Were you
Of
a
course
tomboy?
not.
Were you a
I
tomboy?
knew from 4 that I
Were
didn't
you
like
exhibiting
dolls.
like, you know, this kind of butch?
Well-
were your parents trying to feminise you?
Yes.
Well,
maybe.
I don't know. Maybe they were worried back then. But that bloody doll, you know those dolls, when you lift up the dress. No, but they've got no undies. Those dolls have never got any undies on. Why?
Because there's no vagina.
But there is none.
But
They've
there's
just got a bum.
I know.
A bum and nothing else.
That's right,
That's
so they don't
disturbing.
need-
That's
they don't-
disturbing
they
to
don't
me.
need
Oh,
undies.
sorry, Deb. If we're just telling these stories.
No,
is that-
continue. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, yeah,
you've
yeah.
got
So
a
what did you
doll.
do with this doll?
Well, what could I do? I palmed it off to me brother. Because he's a little bit feminine, I'm a little bit butch. And chromosomes got mixed up, I think. And so I go to him, the doll, because I cut her hair, because that lasted 5 minutes, the long hair, cut it off to look like me, a little
Yes, you
doll. And then I said to my brother, she's sick, take her to your hospital. Because he was a nurse at the hospital, not a doctor. He was the nurse. And anyway, and I said, but you've got to give me your cowboy outfit. So I swapped the doll for his cowboy and gun outfit. Poo, poo, poo.
That worked out well.
I did. Best Christmas ever.
8.
8
Yeah.
or 6.
Okay, let's move on to
Because I can't-
Simone's story now.
I can't say that I have had any amazing, standout, unusual Christmas gifts, but what I'd have to say is that it's getting difficult now to buy presents.
Yeah.
And- isn't it?
Well, it
It's time
annoys me.
consuming.
Yeah.
Long, you
Expensive.
know, expensive. We used to put a lot of time and energy into it, and now we're moving to this Kringle, this KK thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which-
KK, you can't get
Which
shit
I think-
presents too.
I know, which I think's really disappointing.
Oh.
There should be at least a $200.
Do you know what I
limit.
got for a KK once?
What?
You know those green things that you ties that
Oh, the
you
cable
front-
ties.
Around-
Yeah.
What,
that?
around trees and stuff.
What a cheap
I got a cable tie.
gift.
I tell you,
I know what it is. I know. But
What?
I know what it
Well,
was
it wasn't
for.
actually because it's rare. It's anonymous, so it's not like
Yes,
you
I know, but the
know.
universe was giving it to you because you're into bondage.
Oh,
That's
this
why.
is an early sign, a very early
I love
sign.
your insights.
I
Or
know.
you're a serial killer,
That's
like
why-
Dexter. You're gonna get
Maybe I just like making jewelry. You
Yeah.
know, why do you always put an evil tone?
It's not
to my
evil.
personality?
It's actually fun to be bondage.
It's
Don't you
just
like being tied up?
interesting.
Don't you like being tied up? It's actually a fun thing to do.
Oh, yeah. Anyway.
Well, it is.
What else did you get for Christmas? All right, tell the truth.
No, I'm just suggesting that KK needs to have a limit and it
Yeah.
has to be at least $200.
Oh,
In a
that's a
family.
lot.
In a family. To get a decent present.
Well, that's true.
Otherwise
a
you
ticket
could-
to Robbie Williams,
Yeah.
something good.
Otherwise, you've got to re-gift it.
Well, that's true.
$200
That's
is a
hard.
bit much.
Hey, I got a
I
an
don't want to play that game.
In the family, I'm talking about.
Oh,
Talking about
the
family
family.
Christmas,
It's
not
not
like a
like-
random friend.
It's not like it's a small family, so you
Who
know
buys
it's one of
Christmas
those
presents
6 that have
these
given you that
days? No.
shit present. I got an esky, you know, like a 6-pack esky for your beer,
Yeah.
and the esky had a radio in it.
Yeah, no, that's good. You take it down the
I
beach.
don't even drink. What would I be doing with that?
You put your Coca-Cola in it,
Oh, I
down the
suppose
beach,
I could do that.
and you can have listen to Smooth FM, like
Well, that's true.
Joy.
Well, that's true, but I just thought I couldn't even give it to my bogan cousin because he's got a big esky for his beers,
But
mate.
you could have it out here and outside.
And have it playing.
Right,
And
yeah,
anybody
exactly.
like a cold drink?
I sort of stopped buying Christmas presents for a number of reasons. One, I can't do the Christmas mad.
Rush.
People.
shopping.
And you know what they do? You're just trying to get past, and they waddle.
Have you thought of doing it earlier?
They waddle across.
Get out of the freaking way with your trolley.
And you can't-
Just waiting in the back of the Achilles. The back of the Achilles.
And then how awkward is it, right? So then I decided, you know what, no more Christmas presents. And then you go to people's houses and you think, oh shit, they've got a Christmas
I
present.
know,
for
isn't it?
me.
How embarrassing is that? That's an awkward moment.
So you have to go with like emergency presents and then just in case.
Tucked in the jacket,
I know,
tucked
and then
somewhere.
it's pressure.
That's so
I can't
awkward.
handle that kind of pressure.
And you don't know who's going to buy your present and who's not out of your friends sometimes.
Don't
And then when you rock up and then you go, and then you rock up and go, oh, I
Joe,
forgot your
you've never
present.
bought me a Christmas present.
Oh, really? I wouldn't know what to buy
You never
you.
bought me one either, you
I
player.
have, haven't I?
No.
Didn't I give you a crystal once?
A crystal.
Yeah.
You gave me a key,
Yeah. I'll tell you.
but that was for my
A
birthday.
key. That's precious to me.
No,
giving
it
you a
is,
key.
you know what?
All right,
And that's
what?
the thing. Some of the Christmas presents I bought my friends, I'd be like, do you know what? I'm just going to keep this. I like it. I really like it.
So that's
I
why
changed my mind.
gone. My present's gone around your neck, isn't it? You bought that for
It's
me.
in her house.
I'm wearing it.
I knew it! They're awesome presents. Thanks very much. What do you reckon?
Okay,
Is that
that's
good?
good, that's good,
Do you
that's
reckon they're
good,
good so we can tell
Yeah,
stories
because you
about
keep
Christmas?
talking, you bring your own experiences into it, you haven't
Yeah.
bigoted each other,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
don't smash each other in the head, so let's move on to the
But
next
you
one.
always agree, I disagree with me, because that's because you're an Aries too, right? It's an Aries thing,
I
right?
just love to hate you.
Oh!
So there you go, there's some love in there
The
after
Battle of
all.
the Areas.
Oh!
No, I don't.
Thank you for tuning in to Bent TV, and goodbye from the G Factor Girls.
Thank you for staying with Bent TV. Please visit our website, Twitter, YouTube channel and Facebook to find the different ways you can support Bent TV, provide feedback and become involved in supporting Bent TV. Back after this break.
Hello and welcome to Staying Alive. I'm David Hunt. This is a panel show about our ageing community and it's a very important show, so make sure you concentrate on everything we're doing. On the panel with me is Greg. Hello Greg.
David, how are you?
Good. And Gordon. Hello.
Hi, David, how are you?
I'm very well, thanks.
That's good.
Now, the topic I want to start off with today is marriage equality. This time last year we were talking about it and we're still in the same situation. What's your thoughts, Greg?
Well, actually, we're in a worse situation, I believe, because we're facing a plebiscite. We have the Turnbull government who now thinks that they're going to hold it off till after the election and then promise a plebiscite, which is really a platform for the prejudiced and the homophobes to get up equally and spout their toxic garbage, their harming language for everyone to hear. It puts the homophobes on exactly the same platform as the rest of the people who want marriage equality.
Yep.
It's a disaster. So plebiscite, that's where we're at. I think we have stepped back a long way from where we were 12 months ago, David.
Gordon?
Well, my opinion is that the government should be doing the passing the law. They're elected to pass the laws that the people want, and the people have voted with their feet, and like more than 70% of the population say yes to equal marriage, and yet we've got these people that are being controlled by the Christian lobby and all the rest of them, so that they. And the only way Mr Turnbull got into power was to promise the right wing of the faction that he would do what Tony Abbott wanted him to do and have a plebiscite. To me, it's a waste of $30 million or $40 million or something rather. Just get on and pass the bloody law.
Absolutely. And the big thing that I'm hearing on a daily basis from the wider community is that people are sick of this. They want to move on. They want it out of the way because there's more important issues to deal with. And everyone thinks, well, why wasn't it passed 12 months ago or even longer?
You know, you're right. There's so much that's locked in. It's a logjam. We have marriage equality still being discussed. Volunteerism in LGBTI community is stalled with the majority of activism around marriage equality, and other community groups can't get a look in with volunteers. It's actually halting volunteers' energy and juices. And if we can overcome that and get marriage in place, people will start to do other things like violence,
Absolutely.
work against violence, against prejudice, homophobia, discrimination, work for elderly people, support vintage men, support all the different groups that are out there that need more done than just marriage.
Yep. Gordon?
This is true, of course, because we are being held back. And what they're now doing, of course, is bringing in trying to get other things up as well. Like you've got now talking about further on GST and all the rest of that nonsense. get rid of this. I always say the sky hasn't fallen on New Zealand, in Britain, in America, in Argentina, Ireland, anywhere. It's not fallen. Chicken Licken's still walking around. So why the hell are our governments sort of procrastinating?
What I also think, like, as I was saying, the broader community, but I think our community is pulling back, not pulling back, but not having a large enough voice anymore. I think that we're become very lethargic about it as well, which will ramp up if we have to go to this vote. But do you know what? I think that our community isn't being as vocal right this very moment as they should.
There's also another problem. Well, it's not a problem. When John Howard put as Prime Minister and brought in the law that stopped marriage equality back 12 years ago, there wasn't a plebiscite to do that. It was a vote of Parliament that brought the law in, changed the Marriage Act, and away we went. So why should we have to go through a plebiscite to undo what Abbott did 12 years ago?
Exactly right. And the whole thing is that that was never, in the Marriage Act, there was never anything about between a man and a woman. It was never there, but Howard put it in because that was the way the Christian people wanted him to do it. You know?
And I also feel that one of the big stories that we're not pushing out there, our community's not pushing out there, is the fact is that, like as you were saying, the sky's not going to fall down. But it doesn't have to, the conventional religions, it doesn't have to involve them. They can still say, like the Catholics and the Church of England, they can still say, we're not going to marry you in our church, but let us have the right to get married in so many other ways, which the bulk of the people are now anyway.
It's not all the religions though. We're talking about, if you're talking Catholic Church, it's the 9 bishops. They're the ones that are the blockers. The bishops at the top of the food chain, they're the blockers. The people in the congregations largely are our allies around marriage equality.
Absolutely.
But what they should do is change the law to operate like they do in France. You can only get married in a registry office. Then you can go off and have a wedding in a church, if you want to, if the church will marry you.
Okay.
But your marriage is not acceptable in France unless you get married in a registry office. There's no such thing as a church marriage anymore in France.
So it's secular marriage.
It's a
totally
secular marriage,
to
and that's it. And then if you want to go off and have a church ceremony, you can.
Yeah.
But why can't we do that here, for instance? It's so simple.
I agree with you were saying that the average Catholic is all for same-sex marriage. But Catholic people are, because I was brought up Catholic, and my family sort of still are. And like they don't take a lot of notice of what the Vatican's telling them, with this or that and the other. Like Catholics make up their own mind. They're not swayed by what the church is saying, which is apart from a small majority, and it was minority, not majority, and so therefore it's time to move on with this. Like I think we are all at this stage where we need to move on, but I think that we need to really stand up and be counted more now before the next election, that the government will come out at the other end of the election and say, come on, we'll just pass it.
How would you do that? I'd say, David, we all go down en masse and we sit at the front door of our local Liberal Party Member of Parliament that's blocking this. In my case, Kelly O'Dwyer, I'll be down at your front door.
No, but she's for it.
She says for it, but what does she say in the party room? We don't know what politicians say. They speak with forked tongues. Like, for example, she says in GST, don't talk to me, talk to the Treasurer. She's the Assistant Treasurer, but she's actually the one that was advocating for it back in the days of the committee in the last Abbott government. So let's sit on their doorsteps until they come out and say, no plebiscite, straight to a vote. Let's go and sit at every politician's doorstep.
I think, as I said, that we've got to stand up and be counted here. So it's something that please all think about it, no matter like what your feelings are about it. We've got to move on from it, and please don't get caught up with everyone else can do it, I don't want to do it. True. I think we can get off our soapbox now. I think we've got our point across, but we've got to do something about it. Thank you so much for listening and watching this episode of Staying Alive. Thank you, Greg, for being here. David. Thank you, Gordon, for being here.
It's a pleasure.
And we'll see you soon.
That's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you for watching. My name is Gavin Henderson. Please visit our website, YouTube channel, Facebook to keep in contact and support Bent TV.